25.
Well, here we go then. The match that we expect to see many times in this
outside. Lisa's
expanded Women's Series Tour for 2022. It is the first time we see a meeting between the two leading lights of women's darts. Lisa Ashton, the four-time Women's World Champion, 41. Taking on the Queen of the Palace, Fallon Sherrock. The history-making, sealing, shattering Sherrock. Looking to stop Lisa, making it a double
58.
Here in Barnsley today. It was Ashton who took the honours in event one. Sherrock was beaten by Lorraine Winstanley in the quarter-finals then. Well, she's beaten Winstanley in the last 8 this time to set up this semi-final showdown with Ashton. Robin Byrne awaits in the final. And Fallon Sherrock is already at it with a maximum in the opening leg. Nigel, not much time to ponder what happened in the previous match, but Maria O'Brien must be somewhere halfway 60. Down the street from Barnsley Metrodome, kicking herself very hard.
Absolutely blew the opportunity. And Lisa Ashton is making a bit of a hash of this first leg with the throw, because Fallon's 180, followed by a 137, and Lisa has hit 41, 42 and 60. And she's 60. Still not found a treble yet. So this is a really worrying first leg for Lisa Ashton. Fallon in with a great chance, you would feel here, of breaking throw.
54.
She'll come back for 72, Fallon Sherrock. And Lisa Ashton not at it at 40. All so far. Treble 12. It's in the treble 5.
Treble 5, yeah.
So 57 left. 17 for double top, no dramas.
Tops for Sherrock.
52.
She knows she's going to be back anyway, because this has been a poor leg for Lisa. And Lisa's been made to work hard today, by the way. She's not had it all her own way in this event
44.
2. She was magnificent in winning event 1. Sherrock for double 10 now. This time, perhaps? Can't get much closer than that, Fallon.
Game shot.
And there it is. A break of throw right at the start of the game for Fallon Sherrock. And that was a pretty poor leg for Lisa. Really struggling to find any trebles whatsoever of any significance.
40.
A bounce out for Fallon, so that's only 40 with the first score. The game that we've all been looking forward to, this first of probably 57. Many clashes between them in the Women's Series in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, it's their 10th meeting at the Women's Series overall. Fallon Sherrock doubles her tally of maximums in this semi-final. Lisa's won the lion's share, winning 6 81. Of the previous 9. But the most recent ones have been shared out. It's gone Fallon Lisa for the last 4.
56.
And I ran through those incredible stats earlier today, but now they're playing each other. I'll just repeat the level of dominance 96. This pair have had on the Women's Series. Before today, they'd shared 14 titles. Lisa has now won 8 to Sherrock's 7.
40.
One of them has been in, at least one of them, has been in every single final that we've had on the Women's Series. That won't change now, of course. The big one that stood out to me was the averages
60.
Stat, responsible for the top 23 averages in Women's Series history and 44 of the top 50.
Yeah,
85.
It's impressive to say the least, and underlines their domination between them. Fallon down to a ton now, with a couple of bounce outs along the way.
41.
Lisa is not at the races at the moment, I think it's fair to say. Tops for Fallon Sherrock. She's got another dart in hand. Can she use that as a guide?
60.
A 2-0 lead would be very, very handy in a race to 5.
She did get a very emphatic 5-0 win against Lisa Ashton last year in Milton Keynes in a final. And if she hits this,
goodness me,
double 10.
30.
Wow, the opportunity is still there for Lisa to bounce back here.
Game shot.
There you go. Fallon left the door open, and Lisa Ashton has broken back straight away with that finish. And it's one apiece between Lisa Ashton and Fallon Sherrock. And Fallon had chances there, didn't take them.
85.
And you know what can happen against a player of Lisa's quality.
And that kind of seemed to happen a lot when Fallon
57.
ran into Lisa on the women's series in both 2020 and 2021. She'd get off to a good start, she'd miss an opportunity, and Lisa would clean something up.
140.
She does have, as I said, a much better head-to-head record, not just at the women's series, but overall. But I think Fallon Sherrock,
100.
post that run at the World Championship in December 2019, is a completely different Fallon Sherrock to the one that went into it.
Of course. Will we need 9 legs for this one? It wouldn't be a major surprise, would it?
60.
Yeah, went the distance in the first semi-final. That baffling end to the bout between O'Brien and Byrne, which Byrne won, but only after
100.
Maria O'Brien had made an absolute mess.
Can't believe it.
98.
Well, here, Lisa Ashton all of a sudden looking in total control.
60.
It was a rapid turnaround, wasn't it?
Very much so. She's going to be back as well for double 8. Fallon not on a finish here.
94.
And Fallon could have been in a great position by now, but she let Lisa back in. Lisa took the opportunity,
Game
and now
shot.
Lisa Ashton leads at 2 legs to 1 in this best of 9 semi-final, with Robin Byrne awaiting the winner in our final of event 2.
96.
Yeah, excellent response from Lisa Ashton.
$100.
Having lost that first leg, wins the next 2 and looks in a comfortable position.
97.
2 top players just going head to head here, fully focused. Lisa's got her act together now, and how has she? My goodness me, that was brilliant, because the first leg of this match, Lisa just wasn't at it at all.
58.
But she's hit scores of a ton and a 180 here in this 4th leg of the game on the Sherrock throw, remember.
95.
Yeah, Lisa was broken in the first leg. Managed to break back with that 74 check out after Sherrock gave her an opportunity.
100.
And now looking commanding. Looking to break herself. Bullseye will do it.
101.
Yeah, that would have been something special. So Lisa is going to return to break Fallon's throw
98.
and go 3-1 up here in a race to 5, remember. Some turnaround this.
9 scored.
Got to take those opportunities. The door is open for Fallon Sherrock to bounce back and level at 2 apiece here. That's unlucky.
Yeah, caught the wire. The point perfectly planted against the wire.
32.
And that is a bit of bad fortune that perhaps Fallon could not afford.
Yes, the door is open for Lisa Ashton here at double 8. She
Game
gets
shot.
3-1. Lisa Ashton leads now, and she has the darts here to try and go 4-1 ahead, 1 away from a place in a second successive Women's Series final here in Barnsley
47.
today.
Yeah, stunning stuff from Ashton it would be to take the first 2 events.
41.
Hasn't managed that so far. First event won by Lisa every year so far, but has never won
100.
the second. Dieter Hedman in 2020, Sherrock herself last year.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, this is hugely impressive from Lisa Ashton, the way
60.
she's turned this around. Fallon Sherrock has crumbled. I don't think there's much doubt about that. The scores are 41 and 60 in this leg. She's been broken again.
53.
Broken on the throw, the previous leg, after breaking in the first. And Fallon has shown
80.
a weak point, if you like. She's had a couple of bounce outs which don't help. In fact, 3 in this game, as I recall. So from that point of view, she's not had the luck on her side, but
60.
she has seen her form dip, and Lisa has just raised her game appreciably.
I think you look back to that 74 checkout in leg 2. Fallon missed a dart to win that leg, to lead 2-0. And Lisa Ashton did the business to cancel out the break, then held, then broke again.
59.
Fallon, don't forget, had 180s in each of those first 2 legs as well. They've been missing for a while, but that is just as good. Absolutely sensational from Sherrock. 174 to tee up 52. Well, she would have been holding her breath then when she saw the first dart go in the treble 20.
Opportunity now for Fallon Sherrock.
Game shot.
And it's a break back immediately, so just as I was saying that she'd fallen apart a little bit, she's got a game back together, and what a contest this is now. Sherrock with the throw to try and level it at 3 apiece, and then we're down to a best of 3 again.
94.
We did speculate as to whether this would go the distance just like the other semi-final, and it's looking increasingly likely now.
19.
Despite seemingly going off the boil for the last couple of legs, Fallon Sherrock still got the higher average over Lisa Ashton.
140.
Looking a lot better now, a 94 and a ton 40 in this leg so far from Fallon. 3-2, Lisa Ashton leads, but it's on a knife edge right now. Fallon Sherrock has dug deep to recover after a couple of dodgy legs, 3 dodgy legs I would suggest.
80.
And she's a little bit frustrated about the bounce outs here.
Now you can just see there, it hit the point of the dart that was already in the treble 20. You could see the mark on it that it left.
60.
Just really bad fortune, actually, because it's almost punishment for being too accurate. Followed the dart exactly, and it ended up rejected.
44.
On the floor. She's down to a finish, but I was going to say a big visit from Lisa. That's not going to happen. Would put pressure on.
26.
So Sherrock likely to tie it up at 3 apiece. Would still need to find a break, just as she did in the first leg of the match.
That's a great second dart for Fallon Sherrock.
119.
And a switch for treble 13 as well is absolutely superb to lead double 12. So it's looking like a best of 3 game. After this double 12,
Game
3
shot.
apiece. Lisa Ashton and Fallon Sherrock are really going toe-to-toe here in this semi-final clash.
Yeah, the double was nice, but it was a setup, wasn't it, as you mentioned?
60.
The treble 20 and the treble 13. I get a lot of pleasure out of seeing accurate darts at treble 13, you know.
Yeah.
You don't go for it very often. A target like that.
96.
Yeah, superb work from Fallon there to switch to that treble 13 and nail it first time. We have got some match on here, folks.
140.
And that's better from Lisa Ashton. Well, stays for that
96.
treble 19 again. Didn't quite work, so 301 plays 309 here. Snatchy second dart from Lisa. She doesn't need that,
36.
and a treble 5 as well. It's the last thing she needs at this stage. Fallon back up for treble 20. She'll stay there as well.
99.
Well, big moments here. Ashton starting on the 19s, needs at least 1 treble to leave a finish. She's got that. She's got a couple.
33.
Yeah, well played there. What a last dart from Fallon Sherrock that is, by the way. What a last dart indeed.
It's a great dart. If she found that treble 19, then it looked like the ball was begging
49.
to be hit. But it's Sherrock's opportunity here. 91 remaining. She can't hunt down the treble 17.
78.
Well, we're down to a really tense part of the game here with Fallon sitting on double 16. Bullseye.
38.
So double 16 for Fallon Sherrock to break and then have the throw for the match. Double 8 indeed, just sneaks in the corner. Goodness me. How did she manage that? There you go. Couldn't get much closer to the wire, could she? So now we have a situation where if Fallon Sherrock holds a throw here,
97.
she will be through to the final.
Yeah, superb cover shot there as well. But here comes Lisa Ashton.
140.
Outscoring her at the first turn.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Lisa. Brilliant.
It hasn't been easy work for Fallon Sherrock to get to this semi-final. It's certainly not easy work in it. But she was taken the distance by Kirsty Hutchinson in the last 32. She then played Rhiann Griffiths, who reached the final, of course, in Event 1.
55.
And Lorraine Winstanley, who'd beaten her in Event 1. So it's shown some character, hasn't it, from Fallon to get this far, and it will show even more to overturn the 3-1 deficit that she faced in this match to go on and win it.
36. Only 36 at a key moment here, though, Chris. Lisa will feel she can nick this back to 4 apiece. Great last start with a treble 20. Lisa Ashton down to the big fish. Fallon Sherrock nowhere near a finish, although
120.
Both players there with excellent setup work. Sherrock needed a lot after finding 2 treble 18s, but the layup 136 to leave the 170.
Go on then!
Shot.
Lisa Ashton takes us to a deciding leg with the big fish, the bullseye finish. What a match, and fitting that this goes the distance. And Lisa Ashton has the darts, 4 legs apiece. This is the decider.
What a way to force this decider. Well, who can hold the nerve? That's what it's all about now.
100.
Ashton off with the 125. Sherrock responds with a ton.
100.
Well, a ton for Lisa will do at this stage. Pressure back onto Fallon Sherrock now.
57.
She didn't need that. That was poor, particularly as Lisa follows it up with
125.
125. And it's looking bleak for Fallon at the moment. She needs another one of those.
134.
Which she gets, but it's very much advantage Lisa Ashton at this stage.
Yeah, it's been a really intriguing encounter. Every time one player looks to have taken control, the other one hits back. And Ashton is edging nearer and nearer that checkered flag.
Well, hold on.
133.
Well, it's not a given, this. 10 leaves double 16 for the match.
76.
And Fallon, with that last visit, has given herself a chance. She's got a stab at it. 18 and tops. There's the single 18. Tops for the match. Oh, 57. She's just dipped below Fallon Sherrock. So double 8 for Lisa Ashton to reach the second successive final. And Lisa Ashton makes it through. A real ding-dong battle with Fallon Sherrock. Great respect between the two of them. But Lisa Ashton, winner of Event 1 today, is now into the final of Event 2. Robin Byrne will play Lisa Ashton.